things are getting spicy as we're leading up into the season where this could genuinely shake up not only the NBA, but the internet. So we're going to put a tweet on the screen from Shams Charania, and this is basically what started this off surrounding Giannis Antetokounmpo, something that definitely raised the eyebrows of Anthony Cavino sitting over there, saying the New York Knicks emerged, well, he didn't say the Knicks, but I'm assuming he meant the Knicks. It says New York.
Yeah.
Emerged as the only team Giannis Antetokounmpo desired outside of Milwaukee in the offseason, sources told ESPN. And the Knicks and Bucks engaged in talks for a window of time, which is pretty interesting considering that, the way the Bucks season ended was pretty tragic and catastrophic, just like the previous three have been. And, with Dame obviously not playing and subsequently getting waived, the future of Giannis seemed extremely, bleak in a sense where he might actually request out. And there was a tweet that we're also going to put from NBA Central. This is a quote from Brian Windhorst saying, "There is an expectation that Giannis Antetokounmpo will eventually leave the Bucks. There's been an expectation for quite some time that Giannis's days in Milwaukee, one way or another, are numbered. Whether that was going to happen this year, whether it's going to happen potentially during this season, or whether it could happen next summer," which is crazy. I mean, that's just nuts, just thinking about how we could see the next big superstar trade, and it could very well wind up being to one of the New York teams, because the Knicks and Nets have been the only two teams that we've really seen had smoke in the house. Obviously the talk of the Warriors and the Thunder and the Spurs have been there, but none of these teams really have that sort of interest at the moment. It's really the Knicks right now are the front runner. So let's turn to the Knicks fan, Gio. No, I'm just playing. Antoine, we're going to give the floor to you here. Just give us your general thoughts on how you feel about this whole situation regarding Giannis, the Knicks, and just this whole situation in general.
I'm definitely excited. I kind of said it. I felt like it was the right place for him to go. And if I'm him, to come to a team like us would be great for his career, just because he gets into a big market out of Milwaukee. The only issue with us is that the package we'd have to give back. If he's coming over, we're probably detrimenting our picks and players a lot. I know the talks centered around Cat and OG Anunoby, which is ideal because, again, Giannis will play the Cat role or OG role, mostly the Cat role because he's
both
power
combined.
forward center.
He's going to have to play both if you're getting rid of both.
And then OG leaving, I guess. Mikhail is staying, obviously. Mitch, Josh Hart. But even bringing in Giannis, again, you have a team with Brunson, Giannis, Josh Hart, Mikhail Bridges. To me, I don't know if it moves the needle a lot because you got to fill out the rest of the roster.
Yeah.
And make the money work.
I think that's a pretty good roster.
Not really.
It's
Brunson. It's who's at the two?
It's going to have to be
Mikal.
It's going to have to be Mikhail and Josh Hart at the 2 and the 3.
It's fine.
Giannis at the 4.
And
Yeah.
Mitchell Robinson at the
I think that's a good lineup. I don't know.
Well,
I think it's good defensively and offensively.
If we are getting Josh Hart, that is the prime that happened 2 seasons ago in the playoffs where he was all over the court, I'm perfectly fine because then that's our defensive guy.
Well, he got hurt.
Anunoby. Yeah. Mikhail, we're hoping a step up happens.
I think he was a good player last year.
Mitch, we don't know. Giannis, of course, coming in immediately makes that lineup 10 times better. With Brunson, one of the best duos in the history of the NBA.
I wouldn't go that far.
I think that's in the history of the NBA.
I would not go that
guess
far.
I would say
today.
the best
Yeah.
the best duo probably in recent memory
Is
of NBA. Giannis and Brunson?
oh,
No.
Well, I mean, there's a lot.
I'll take Russ and KD.
But it's up there.
I'd take Russ and KD. I'd take the Splash Bros. I'd take Steph and
Okay.
KD. I'd even take Jokic and Murray because they just work together well.
Okay, that's fine. I have no issues with that. But listen, I'm being biased a little bit.
yeah.
I love the move. I think it's Broadway for Giannis and it's Broadway for New York, obviously.
Yeah.
They got to match up on the salaries and the players. I'm surprised they actually entered into talks because that's a whole nother step. That means that they kind of have somewhat of a framework done. And if I were to predict this season for him, I think after trade deadline, he's a New York Knick. I think that is.
I agree with that.
I think that is going to be kind of set where we're going to have 2 straight seasons of 2 of the top 5 players in the NBA traded mid-season.
Yeah.
2 years in a row.
Does that mean that the Knicks don't really start off that good? Like
No.
they're not on fire?
What I genuinely think is the Bucks are completely gonna flop.
Yeah.
I think that's bound to happen because their whole team outside of Giannis and MT.
Well, Thanasis was doing amazing.
Oh,
I don't know if
thank you.
I don't know if you've been watching preseason.
Thank you, Gio. And Alex is doing great too. He's just signed on.
Who the hell is that guy?
That's the third brother.
Oh.
I think the thing for the Knicks is that I think they're gonna start off really good. I think they're gonna pass Cleveland for the 1 seed
In the beginning.
in probably 35, 40 games in.
Okay.
They're gonna want to go over the top, saying this is the year. You got to revisit the talks with that. Move on from Cat, presumably having a good season with us. OG, same thing. Maybe they keep OG and Mikhail goes.
That doesn't make sense though. If your team's playing well, you only make the trade if you're not playing good. The Suns traded for KD when they were like the 5th or 6th seed in the West. The Knicks have to struggle if they're going to get Giannis.
I agree.
Well, you could also say it's got to be a 3 or 4 team trade.
I mean, it could, but in all genuine honesty, is the Knicks team you described with Giannis, is that honestly better than the Bucks team when they first got Damian Lillard?
I think so. I think so.
I
think Brunson is clearly a better player than Dame. I think Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart are good on both sides of the ball. Not great, but they're good on both sides of the ball. And then you have Mitchell Robinson. I mean, hopefully he stays healthy. When he's healthy, he's very effective on the rebounds. And so you have a backcourt, you have a front court with Giannis and Mitch, right? That's a very good defensive front court. Then you have Brunson and Josh Hart or Mikal Bridges. Like, this is a good lineup. And then off the bench, you still have Yabusele. You still have, Miles McBride. You still have other guys, right?
It depends if they also want those guys get moved.
It's very tough. Because it's like, that Bucks team had, even before they got Dame, when they had Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, Giannis, Brook Lopez, that team's filled out with size, good on both ends of the floor. I feel like the Knicks are just doing the same problem of you finally have some sort of depth. We don't know yet if that depth is going to be good or not. And you're just going to shrink yourself down. You're going to get rid of, the Bucks would need substantially more players than picks because they don't have their own picks and you don't have your own picks that you can trade, which makes the situation very sticky. It's going to turn into a championship or bust. And right now, yes, the Knicks could very well get to the finals. It's going to take a lot to take down whoever comes out of the West regardless. Right. So it's a big risk. And I just don't know if this move is right for y'all because the problem is that you have to get rid of 3 or 4 pieces because of Jalen Brunson. If Jalen Brunson wasn't the best player on this team, you easily could or if Jalen Brunson was the person to go, you could easily get away with just trading him and maybe Josh Hart and keeping your defensive depth, which Giannis would thrive next to. But because Jalen Brunson is in the position he plays and stuff like that, you have to keep him around. He's untouchable in trade talks for a reason. But it's an interesting situation. Because you make that trade next season, you're going to have most of that roster either over 30 or pushing 30. Mm-hmm. I think it's best if you guys hold off, but it looks likely that it's going to happen, to be honest.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, if it's not a midseason thing, I think it's definitely revisited in the offseason, obviously. If it does happen, when is Giannis an FA?
Few years.
Okay, so then they're not waiting for that, obviously.
Right.
Because then the window's going to close on our team, and you want to move off of our guys while their value is still high to get Giannis back and maybe some other things back to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna put another tweet on the screen from Full Court Pass because Giannis actually had his media day after this all happened because he had COVID during the normal media day, so he wasn't there.
Oh, wow, okay.
And they asked him about the trade rumors, and he said, I want to be in a situation that I can win, and now I'm here. I believe in this team. Now, if in 6-7 months I change my mind...
Are you kidding me? I'm sorry. 6-7? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
All right, keep going.
He knows what he's doing. He said, I think that's human too. You're allowed to make any decision you want. And I'm just trying to look at the surrounding elements around, considering his wife and kids moved back to Greece. Mm-hmm. And there's situations where even Giannis today said he wants to finish his career in Greece. So he definitely will not stay in Milwaukee till he retires. But it's almost like he's a troll, so you don't know if he's being truly serious or not. But it almost seems like he's trying to make the Bucks break up with him rather than him requesting out.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Gio?
I mean, why would he? What's the motivation behind doing that? Why can't he just request out? What's wrong with that?
Well, remember who he played with. Damian Lillard did the same exact thing.
Right.
He wanted the Blazers to break up with him because if the Blazers had won the lottery and got Wemby, he would have stayed. If not, it was going to be, time for him to move on.
Yeah.
And Dame, just like Giannis, loves the Portland Trailblazers. He loves his franchise. Giannis
Right.
loves Milwaukee.
Right.
And to the Europeans, it's all about loyalty.
Yes.
That's why Luka didn't even request out of Dallas.
Yeah.
So they have this mindset of, if you want to leave, your fan base is not going to be appreciative of that. And
Right.
if the Bucks trigger this, then it'll be out of Giannis's hands, right?
Right.
Yep.
So it won't
So
be
he's still loved by
Correct.
Milwaukee.
Exactly. Something
Okay.
that he couldn't control.
So that's the motivation behind wanting the team to move on from you.
Exactly.
Okay, I see.
So what are your
Yeah.
thoughts on this whole situation?
My thoughts are that I agree with Anthony. I also have inside sources telling me that Giannis is going to be a Knick.
Okay.
So I think it's going to happen, whether it happens in mid-season, whether it happens at the end of the season, it's going to happen. I'm not serious about the sources, by the way, if you're just watching. Also, what was it? What was that quote that you were saying? Like, who was that addressed to?
It was Giannis in his press conference.
In his press
opening
conference,
presser
right.
for Media Day.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. I mean, Giannis, he's always known for his loyalty, right? So I think that he wants to be loved. So he's going to try to force the Bucks to get him out of there, and
Yeah.
it's going to happen.
I think it's tough, man, because the Knicks are going to have a real tough time if this turns into a war. Because let's just say in 6-7 months, OKC decides to change their mind. And let's say they're struggling, having a championship hangover, stuff like that, and Giannis becomes available. I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that.
If you're OKC.
Absolutely. If you're the Spurs, if you have a Giannis Wemby front court, and both these teams have uber amounts of first round picks, even the Nets can outbid the Knicks if they even wanted to get in next summer. The Knicks have to bank on the fact of one, Giannis making sure that that's their only destination, or two, if they don't mind trading him in conference. That's going to be the toughest part.
Yeah.
What happens this season is going to say a lot about the Knicks, and it's going to say a lot about Jalen Brunson. That's really where I'm kind of keyed into this. So that's where my thoughts are on the Knicks. With Giannis and the Bucks, it's they got to get him out of there. I don't really know how else to say it. No matter where he goes, I don't care if you send him to Europe. Like, him on this roster is not amounting to anything. And it's not a situation where the Bucks can tank either. The Bucks need players in return as well as the picks. So if you make a trade with the Spurs and you get back Vassell and Sohan and Johnson and picks, that's the best of both worlds. If you trade him to OKC, you get back young players and picks. It's the big thing. The Knicks really only offer players. I'm not saying that, a team with Karl Kuzma and Karl Anthony Towns wouldn't win less than 30 games, but is that really a situation that would make the Bucks feel good about? It almost just feels like they would be doing Giannis a favor rather than worrying about themselves in the future. And that's where the big question mark comes in. How do the Bucks handle this? They're clearly doing everything they can to keep him because they just signed both of his brothers. And there's still one more out in Europe that they could bring in. So
Get him.
yeah, they're going to have to. And at the end of the day, we'll just have to see. And we're going to put one more tweet on the screen. This is from Harris Stavro, and he was on the Two Night Show, which is some show. I don't know exactly who hosts it or not, but he said, "I'm loyal. Milwaukee gave me everything. They changed my life and my family's life. I want to live in the moment. I want to win another championship with the Bucks."
Who said that?
Giannis.
Oh, on the show.
Total PR, because he knows that this team might not even make the playoffs, let alone winning a championship. It's tough when you have Karl Kuzma and Miles Turner as your two supporting pieces offensively.
It's bad.
Where one simple trade, and you're either playing next to Brunson, you're playing next to Shea, or you're playing next to Wemby or anyone else. So that's the situation right now. And I do agree with you. I do think he will wind up being a Knick at some point, whether that's in February or in the summer. Because I just don't see OKC or San Antonio struggling enough to feel the need to do this.
Yeah.
The Knicks are the only team, because I just don't think the Knicks are going to get off to a pretty start. And I think it's going to cause panic move in that situation. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't think Knicks fans are going to be upset about it. I think
no.
they're gonna be so
course not.
happy.
The Knicks fans are either going to be, you're either going to get off to a hot start and Knicks fans think they're going to win the championship, or you're going to get off to like maybe a 10-20 start and they're going to be begging for Giannis trades. That's what it's going to be. Prepare to see a lot of trade machines on Knicks Twitter. It's going to be flooded.
Yeah, and ESPN too.
Yeah. But I feel like the Knicks' chance would be now. Because once you get to the summer, that's when teams like Brooklyn can get back into the mix and start trading away picks.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
that just is what it is.